You're listening to Pato's Powerhouse.
Hello, everybody. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm struggling to stay awake. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, I guess. It's probably close to 1 a.m. Arizona time or Mountain Standard Time. So, I'm continuing in the tradition of, taking my break and talking to you, my favorite people, around this time. I hope you guys are having a wonderful and awesome weekend already. And what can I say, right? Another day. November 6th passed already, so all that voting thing is out of the way. And I'm so fucking glad, because dang, I'm so fucking sick and tired of politics. Although today, we're not gonna talk politics. Because, well, fuck that shit. But as you know, I just find it hilarious how, we still got some senators duking it out, political parties suing each other or suing over the counting process. Like, they want to suppress certain votes, they don't want the rest of the votes to be counted. It's just a bunch of fucking baloney. But, anyway, I just find it amazing. But only in America, right? God bless America. So, like I said, feeling good, alright, hopeful. We'll see what happens. Now let's move out of the political thing. But I'm going to tell you a story, which, the story, obviously, in order for it to happen, obviously, it's a true story. It happened to me. It also deals with a little bit of a politically charged landscape, or we should say, at the time when this happened a few years back, the toughest sheriff in America, or self-proclaimed toughest sheriff in America, was chasing brown people. And, just pulling people over. And, because DWB, driving while brown. And a lot of LE departments decided to join in on that for a time. Then eventually, most of the good departments, kind of backed down, But this is what happened, right around the time when that was happening. I lived in Glendale at the time. I was pulling out of my apartments. I would say, if you're familiar with the area, 59th and Bethany, I was pulling out of my apartments, and as soon as I pulled out the gate, there was a cop there. As soon as I made the turn, he lit him up, pulled me over right outside my apartments. And of course, I know the drill, so I reached into the glove compartment, grabbed my proof of insurance, my registration, pulled out my license. But what I found hilarious is that when he approached me, approached my car, my vehicle, he started speaking to me in broken Spanish. And, I let him finish, He was obviously asking for my license, proof of insurance, and registration. But I couldn't help it, And I guess, the Californian in me just kind of like, well, I'm Californian, so I figured Californian, raised in Arizona, so let me clarify that. But the Californian in me just came out, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta do this. I can't help it. So I looked at him, gave him this confused look, and I went California Surfer on him. I was like, sorry, dude. I know it's embarrassing. I should totally speak the language, but I don't, man. How can I help you, officer? And he looked at me, and he knew what I was doing, and he gave me this "you little shit" look. But anyway, he repeated himself in English this time. Asked for my driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance. All right. After a while, he took him back there, checked them, came back, brought him over to me, then asked me where I lived, and I said, I live here in the apartments. Got me with that. That's the only thing the only reason, he had no reason to pull me over. I even asked, why was I pulled over? He's a routine stop. I was like, yeah, routine stop my ass. But anyway, I wasn't going to get smart ass because I had to go to work. Like always, I'm always working, right? But anyway, the only thing he caught me on was the fact that when he's like, oh, you live here? Yeah, your driver's license has a different address. And the reason for that was that since I was, moving from apartment to apartment, I always kept my parents' address as my permanent address. So I got one of those little warnings that I had 10 days to change my address. I'm like, motherfucker. Like, been using my parents' address for over 20 years, and now you are going to make me change that, you son of a bitch. And this was a few years back. We're probably talking about 2009, 2010. So I was like, So he got me with that. But I had my fun. It was funny because, the look on the officer's face when California Surfer on him was priceless. And, he knew I was bullshitting him. But it was fun. Seriously, come on. Well, although, in retrospect, now that I'm a little bit more mature, maybe, I guess, I'll give him points for trying to interact with non-English speaking brown people. Maybe he thought, hey, I don't know what he thought, but it was during that time. It's funny because I told my buddies and we were all joking around, he goes, what you should have done, dude, is you should have been like, no habla inglés, and let them haul you downtown. And once you're downtown, be like, all right, I want my phone call. Where's my lawyer, motherfuckers? Yeah. Yeah, settle out of court like a lot of other brown people did that got pulled over, right? Nothing better than for us taxpayers to pay for, well, here we go. I'm not going to, but let's be real. Taxpayers, all those settling out of court and lawsuits, and taxpayers are paying for them. They came out of taxpayers' pockets so that certain department could settle their lawsuits. All right. Enough of that. This is supposed to be funny, not going into politics. I'm so fucking sick of politics. So anyway, okay, that's my little story there. That was funny. Maybe one day I'm gonna reenact it on YouTube, put like a little video thing, just do some reenactions, because I've been having a lot of fun with video, TikTok. That's a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys TikTok, but lately that's what I've been doing. So go to pdgpodcast.com, videos and links, and you'll find the link for my TikTok, TikTok account. Okay, what else? And while you're there, you'll see that there's a link for St. Mary's Food Bank. If you feel, if there's a power out there that's putting in your heart to help out the less fortunate than you, St. Mary's Food Bank, it's been helping a lot of people here in the Valley of the Sun, here in Phoenix. Maybe you're not from Phoenix, and maybe you have a food bank or organizations like that you know of in your own area, then by all means, obviously, help those. But if you got a few bucks to spare, $5, $10, 20, whatever it is that, like I said, even $5 will help. So firstfoodbank.org is the website. And I'm saying, I've been saying, I said this in the past podcast, and I'm going to repeat it because I found myself at one point in time being a recipient of St. Mary's Food Bank's help. And it wasn't that I wasn't working. It was that even though I was working, I couldn't make it. So, and yeah, there's a lot of people that take advantage of the system, and they're going there taking somebody else's food box because they're not paying their bills, because they're throwing their money away somewhere else. Yes, there is a lot of that going on, but among all those people, there is people that are truly in legitimate need. So, have a heart. Few bucks, and you can actually feed. And I ain't talking about feeding people across anywhere else. This is here in the US of A. Anyway, I had to stop and think. We're always, other people are like, oh, let's help people in across the sea over there, or across the border, or this and that. And we tend to forget that sometimes there's a lot of need here in our own neighborhoods. So I'm going to leave the link for St. Mary's Food Bank on my website. It's go to PDG Podcast, go to Pato's Powerhouse, go to videos and links, and you'll see the button there that says St. Mary's Food Bank. And like I said, $5-10 makes a big difference in someone's life. So that's all I had to say today. I wanted to share that. I wanted to touch base with you guys. Wanted to wish you an awesome weekend, like I always do. And let you know that, Cursory Overload episode 21 is out. We talked about movies that mess with your head, that totally mindfuck you, or pardon my French, but good movies, movies that flopped at the box office and are kind of weird. But check it out. CursoryOverload.com or on Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcast. Alright, that being said, I want to thank you for putting up with me. And I want to tell you, like I always do, live each day like it's your last one, because it very well could be. Take the time to be with your loved ones. Tell them you love them, show them you love them, because, well, hey, tomorrow's not promised to anyone. And when it's all said and done, that, family, love, health, that's what makes life worth living. Thank you very much. Till next time, it's Pato saying, see ya.